every single one of us should be trying to get our hands on as much as possible. Now, guys, if you know where this is going, if you only know where this is going, guys, you will want to get as much of it as soon as you can. Okay. Okay, so Bitcoin is the #1 cryptocurrency in the world since 2009. It is just that the euro or the US dollar is a currency, but it is a digital currency. It can be used to exchange for products and services from peer to peer. When we say peer to peer, we're basically talking from person to person. It means you can transact in this currency without having to get any approval from any central authority, any financial institutions like the bank, and so on. All right, you can go right ahead and do any type of business in Bitcoin without having to seek approval from anyone. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because it's a decentralized currency. Okay, and everything is being stored on something called the blockchain. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip back and forth between my PowerPoint and share with you some videos. So therefore, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to switch over, okay, and share some videos with you that will help drive the point home why you would need this asset, okay? Okay, so there's something called mining, and this is where it all starts, guys. Okay, for Bitcoin to be produced, for Bitcoin to come into existence, first it has to be mined. And because it's a digital asset, it has to be mined in a digital format. So therefore, you have to use a computer in order to mine Bitcoin. So let me introduce to you the mining process, and therefore then I'll come back and then walk you through the next step.
Right now, the world is basically in the middle of a second gold rush. But the thing is, it's not gold that people are actually after this time around. It's Bitcoin, the biggest, baddest cryptocurrency on the planet. But the thing about Bitcoin is that because it's a digital currency, you obviously can't just dig it out of the ground with a pickaxe. So to get a better sense of how cryptocurrency mining works, we're here in northern Washington to visit one of the biggest Bitcoin mines in the United States and to see what goes on behind the scenes.
The whirring sound you're hearing is the sound of 1,800 servers computing. This is a mining facility. So we operate ASIC servers specifically for the Bitcoin blockchain protocol. As you can see, it's a warehouse environment. Our facilities manufacture about 7 Bitcoin per day.
The servers in this room do that by solving a difficult math problem called a cryptographic hashing function. In the simplest possible terms, they're solving a puzzle that's generated by the Bitcoin network. About every 10 minutes, a new puzzle or block in the chain is released. The reward for solving that puzzle is currently 12.5 Bitcoins. Working together, all the Bitcoin miners on Earth unlock about 1,800 Bitcoins each day, and about 0.4% of those are mined in this very room. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when we filmed this video, this Bitcoin mine generated about $70,000 a day. That's $2.1 million a month, all in this one room.
These are ASIC processors, application-specific integrated circuits. The chip design is specifically to run the protocol that is Bitcoin blockchain. It's code, right? It's specifically a chip design to run that code at a much higher rate of speed. So what you have to understand about Bitcoin is it's a commodity. Most of the world doesn't understand it's actually code with an underlying technology value.
Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are decentralized, with every transaction being recorded in the blockchain ledger. Bitcoin mining is essentially processing those transactions and adding links to the blockchain. Each link in the chain created every 10 minutes contains about 2,500 transactions.
It's held speculatively, okay? So how much money do you make every day is a function of not when we create it. It's a function of when we sell it. So what do? We manufacture it continuously, we hold it for when the price runs up, and then we sell it. We take the proceeds and we expand our operation.
Expansion is essential because as more Bitcoin miners come online and servers become more powerful, the puzzles become more difficult to solve. The Bitcoin mining algorithm continuously adjusts to keep the mining rate constant, 1 block in the chain equaling 12.5 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And the Bitcoin algorithm only allows for the creation of 21 million Bitcoin, meaning the last Bitcoin will be mined in the year 2140.
Why Wenatchee? Wenatchee is on the Columbia River. We are part of what's called the Mid-Sea Columbia string of hydroelectric dams. We have cheap, plentiful, green hydroelectric power right here.
That means the cost of power is relatively cheap, about $100,000 a month right now.
This facility is a 2 megawatt facility. We are building a 10 megawatt facility now, and we are breaking ground on a 20 megawatt facility, and then we also have 8 megawatts worth of facilities under construction in 2 separate locations. And in addition to that, we are in the process of developing projects for another 80 megawatts, all at this time.
That growth.
Okay, all right. So you guys get a little understanding, okay, how Bitcoins are created. Now, every single Bitcoin, as I mentioned, okay, that is on the market today have been created through mining. All right, and it is the miners that actually sell the Bitcoin back into the market. Now, as you know, notice the gentleman said that when they create the Bitcoin, they will normally hold it, and they will wait till the price to run up, and then they sell it, so that they're able to get, you know, a better price for what they would have created at a certain price range. Okay, so that means when they, let's say, the mine Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was at $29,000, if they sell it right now, okay, of course, they make by far more profit than if they sell it earlier. Okay, and this is something that you guys should pay attention to, because what you earn in PGI, in commissions and Bitcoin this week, all right, rather than just withdraw it and then cash it out and, you know, and bring it back into fiat. If you're going to cash it out, you should also adopt that same principle as well. What you cash out at a certain price, if you decide to, or what you earn when the price was at a certain price. So let's say you earn commission when Bitcoin right now is at, I think it's right now at $56,000. All right, you earn it at that conversion rate. Therefore, if you're going to cash it out, always cash it out. If you're going to have to cash it out when it's a little higher. That's basically how you profit, okay, or maximize your profit with Bitcoin. All right. Okay, so let's go over to, let's hear what's being said in, okay, which one are we? All right, let's hear what's being said about Bitcoin a few years back, and I'm going to share something with you that in the present, based on what was being predicted here back, okay, with the cryptocurrency.
The equivalent of the red pill, okay? We are entering a completely world of uncharted water right now.
Have you made any investments in Bitcoin?
So, I mean, I personally own Bitcoin in my hedge fund. I own Bitcoin in my fund. I own Bitcoin in my private account. It is a huge deal. It's a huge, huge, huge deal. Because what you're talking about right now is, for the next 3 to 5 years, an unbelievably better store value. It is gold 2.0.
I think this is a currency that's really going to work eventually.
Well, I think it is working, and there will be other currencies like it that may be even better. But in the meantime, there's a big industry around Bitcoin, and you know, people have made fortunes out of Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, there is no Bitcoin company. There is no Bitcoin building. There's not even a Bitcoin server anywhere that you could shut down. It is completely distributed. That's what's unique about Bitcoin. It is, for the first time, a way for the two of us to exchange value online without a third-party intermediary. Until the invention of Bitcoin, for you and me to exchange money online, we had to employ a third party, like PayPal, like Visa, like MasterCard, right? Now, we live in the 21st century. If we want to have a video call to China, we can do that for free. But to send a couple $100, which is essentially just ones and zeros being moved around, costs 5% plus takes over a day.
Bitcoin is exciting because it shows how cheap it can be. Bitcoin is better than currency in that You don't have to be physically in the same place. And of course, for large transactions, currency can get pretty inconvenient.
You'll see Bitcoin trading at 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. Rick Falkvinia does an excellent analysis. He predicts that Bitcoin will capture between 1 and 10% of the global Forex market, which implies a price of between $100,000 to $1 million per Bitcoin. Most of the people who are on the sidelines not buying Bitcoin today will start to buy Bitcoin when it gets over 1,000. And then a greater percentage of people will definitely plow into Bitcoin when it starts to get over 10,000.
It's still predicting Bitcoin, $10,000 per Bitcoin in 3 years.
Casares, he is the CEO of Zappo, which is a Bitcoin wallet and Bitcoin vault.
I think it's mostly a very positive thing. I think we're going to see ups and downs like with any other emerging technology. But I think Bitcoin is here to stay, and it makes sense that it be taxed and treated like any other.
So let's make a bold call here. In 10 years, what do you think Bitcoin will be worth? One Bitcoin?
Between $500,000 and $1 million.
Okay, so you guys heard the prediction way back. Now, I used to show that video at my presentations back in 2016, 2017. And back then, persons could not even comprehend that Bitcoin would cost $10,000. All right, and you guys are living in times where you guys came into the business and you saw Bitcoin way past $10,000. All right, so I'll give you the next prediction for Bitcoin just now. All right, so let's look at where Bitcoin is right now. We can refresh this page here. Okay, so right now Bitcoin is sitting at just 57,000 US dollars currently. All right, now let's also look at where Bitcoin fits in when it comes to other assets. All right, so we're looking at the Fortune 500 companies, and this is the top companies that are actually have a market cap of in the billions and trillions of dollars. Okay, and a lot of these companies here you guys will be familiar with. All right, Samsung, Visa, JP Morgan and Chase, Johnson & Johnson, MasterCard, Walmart, Disney. I mean, they're all listed here and they're ranked. Okay, Bitcoin, guys, is now ranked number 8 in the world. Okay, as far as market cap, we've hit $1 trillion. Okay, so we've surpassed Facebook and Tesla, Alibaba, and those companies already. All right, and basically, guys, Bitcoin is heading to become number 1. Who's number 1? Who's in number 1 position? Gold. Why is gold in number 1 position, guys? Because gold is still seen as the reserve currency, or what we call currency to put your assets in to save it from inflation, right? It's a currency that allows persons to store wealth, all right? And the wealth I'm talking about is investors' money. These companies here that are sitting on trillions of dollars, okay? Amazon, 1.5 trillion, Microsoft, 1.7 trillion, right? Apple, $1 trillion. These companies that are sitting on this kind of money, guys, would definitely not let their money sit there and just allow inflation to take over. So basically what they do, they move, their cash reserves and so on into things like Bitcoin. And that's right now, the option now, that most companies are taking, because before it used to be gold, and now Bitcoin is now become digital gold. All right. Why person's going to stop moving their assets into Bitcoin? Because we are living in a digital world. You think about it, everything now is going digital. So if everything is going digital, we live in a world that's digital. Won't you expect the money to be digital as well? You better believe it. All right. So I'm saying to persons, it's so important to learn about cryptocurrency and digital currency, because this is the money of the future. And if it's the money of the future, we're going in, to that, it means that we have to start acquiring this asset early. Don't wait till we get there, because by the time the rest of the world wake up, the average Joe wake up, Bitcoin will be definitely over $300,000 or $400,000 for one. All right. And we have the opportunity to acquire this asset a lot earlier. Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, so why Bitcoin, guys? It is still the question that many persons are asking, So basically what I'm going to try to do, because since we are all members of PGI, I'm going to try to give you also some training and using the PGI system so that you can see how to move around, okay, in Bitcoin, so that you won't make some of the common mistakes some persons will make and challenges some persons cannot figure out where to find their Bitcoin wallet, or what is a Bitcoin wallet, or what is a wallet ID, okay, what's a hash ID, things like that. So therefore, I'm going to explain those things to you. Okay, so I'm going to also explain the different wallets as well. We have in front of us right now, which is called a soft wallet. Okay, soft wallet, you need the website to access that wallet. So therefore, just like an app, okay, or directly through a web browser, you can access a soft wallet. So we have the BlockChain, we have Exodus, we have CX.io. All these are known as soft wallets, okay? Therefore, you need the internet to access those wallets. Now, I'm going to use the BlockChain wallet so that persons, because this is the most popular wallet that we promote here as well. I don't know if you guys in Jamaica promote the BlockChain, but here in Barbados, we promote to our members that they use the BlockChain wallet. It's very easy to set up and it's easy to navigate also. Okay, so if you're logging in through the web portal, you will need a wallet ID. Okay, you get that wallet ID. The best place you can find the wallet ID if you're not in your account is to go to your email and look for an email from BlockChain that they would have sent you when you sign up, the welcome email, and you go to the bottom of that email and you will find that. Okay, you will find that there. Okay, so let me see if I can find it for you. So you go to your email. I think I make sure I put it to providing. Right. So here is I have an email from the BlockChain, and it can come right down to the bottom. There is my wallet ID. Okay, everyone can see that. And just bring it up. All right. So that's my wallet ID. Okay. All right. Now the wallet is needed to log in. You say you don't normally share this with persons, but again, even if you share it, if someone was to say it, as long as you provide, or as long as you put in place the necessary security levels of security at different levels of security. So therefore, you're not only needing the wallet ID to log in, you're also going to need a password. You're also going to need a backup, your code to log in as well, right? Which changes all the time. So person's not going to have all that, so they really still cannot get into to see into your account as well. All right. So don't just go by your wallet ID and password. Add some other layers of security or protection on your account. Okay. All right. So this is, as I mentioned, this is the soft wallet. Now, if you're logging in from the app on your phone, therefore you log in with a PIN. So when you created the wallet, you would have created the wallet with an email and password, which give you access to the web version, but also it would ask you then also to create a 4-digit PIN, and that 4-digit PIN is what you're going to use to log into the app. So the app is a PIN, the web version is the wallet ID and password. Okay, so those are the two differences in getting into the same account. All right, now let's look at the hard wallet. The hard wallet is known as a wallet that's offline. Therefore, you do not need the internet to store your Bitcoin. So therefore, a lot of persons, especially persons who have a lot of Bitcoin, will tend to store the Bitcoins offline to again, move it away from the hands of hackers. All right. Now, the soft wallet is this little device here on the right side of the cell phone. Okay. And that's the hard wallet. And it's a ledger or a Trezor, and these are two of the most popular ones being used. It can hook back up to your computer and give you access to the wallet, or it can hook up to your phone. Again, as if all you have to do is log into your existing wallet, and therefore you hook it up and it can give you access, okay, to the hard wallet. Okay, so as I mentioned, your wallet ID is not your Bitcoin, okay, address. Your wallet ID is only for logging in. And if you notice with the wallet ID, it has some dashes in between, whereas the Bitcoin address doesn't have. It's just a continue of letters and numbers. All right. So your wallet ID is only used for logging in, guys. That's the only reason you're going to use it for is to log in. That's the wallet ID, but it's not your Bitcoin address. Okay, so let's look at within the app. When you log into the app, as you go down to the bottom of the app, you're going to see transfer. So you're going to click on transfer. When you click on transfer, guys, you're going to see send and receive at the top. So if you want to find your Bitcoin address, you will click on receive. When you click on receive, you will see something like this, a QR code, and the arrow that I have pointing, that's the wallet address. So that's how you can find your wallet address within the app. All right. Okay, now if you're looking to send funds, then of course you're going to click on send. All right, so let's look at how you actually send your funds to PGI, because I want you to see this as the best thing that I can learn it up with, okay, or could use as an analogy in this explanation, is to look at your bank account. Your bank account, in order for me to send funds to you, you will have to provide me with your bank account number. All right. Having your bank account number doesn't mean I have access to your account. It just means I have access and sending the money directly into your account. All right. So we need your bank account number. So therefore, your wallet address is your bank account number for your Bitcoin. So if you're going to pay PGI then have to provide you with a wallet address, which is their bank account number for their Bitcoin that you must send to them. So therefore, when a person's registering, the things that you're looking for is how much am I going to send to PGI in Bitcoin, and which account, okay, am I going to send it to? So after you select your package, then this is what you're going to see. You will see, again, a QR code, the amount of Bitcoin, which is the term there that marked BTC, that stands for Bitcoin, okay? So the acronym for Bitcoin is BTC. So whenever you see BTC, you know that's Bitcoin. So we have the Bitcoin value, which is 0.0238714. So as you activate a package, this is what you will see. All right, and this will help you guys because sometimes you're trying to help a new person, you know what to expect, what comes next, all right? So that you can help them get started a lot faster without having a lot of hiccups and challenges, and they don't know what to do. All right, so you're looking for the amount of Bitcoin to send, all right? And you're also looking for the wallet address, the Bitcoin wallet address. So this wallet address that we are seeing here will be the company's wallet address that you're sending the Bitcoin to. So therefore, it means you have to do what? Copy this wallet address. Now, guys, I want to warn you, you do not ever want to write this out. You don't want to sit down, write it out, and then type it back in. Because anything that you get wrong on this wallet address, if you miss and use an I for L or O for 0, okay, and you get that wrong, that could be somebody else's wallet address. And as long as you send it and it never reached your company, you cannot get it back. So the best way to always send Bitcoin is to always copy the wallet address that the person gave you. Never write it out. Don't ever practice writing it out. And whenever you're going to send it, always check first before you hit send. It's very important because once you hit send, guys, you cannot cancel it. You cannot pull it back. All right. It's very important. So therefore, what you're going to check for, you're going to check for the 3 first characters. And this here is 3EN. And you're looking for the 3 last characters, FGT. All right. Now, everybody wallet address is different. So this is a wallet address I'm just calling. This is not the same for everyone, for every wallet address. If you notice, every single person, when they go and create their package, PGI will, every single person when they pay for their package, their wallet address will be different. That wallet address will be different. So not every person is going to be given the same wallet address to send the funds to. So the typical bank, if a business is banking with if a business banking with a particular bank, that bank account number is the same, so he can give that one bank account to 1 million customers. But with Bitcoin, that's not the case here. All right. For security purposes, each person as they activate a package, that package will have a different wallet address. Okay. And I would explain those things why, okay, further down, because the wallet address can change multiple times, but it can all come into the same account. All right. Okay, so you're going to copy this information, and therefore you're going to go into your Bitcoin wallet and you're going to click on send, okay? And this is where you're going to paste it. The area where it has to, who are you to? Therefore, you're going to put the wallet address that you're sending to into this area here. Okay, you're going to paste it in there, all right? After you paste it in there, guys, you go to your next page and you're going to enter the Bitcoin amount. Now, that's okay. You can type that in or you can copy it, but make sure you have the exact amount. Okay. When you put in that amount, then you go to next and then you hit send, and that's how you send off your payment. All right. It's very straightforward. Very, very straightforward. All right. So let's talk about Bitcoin and why we will see the Bitcoin price increase. Okay. Now, there's a number of factors that the Bitcoin price to increase. And one of the things that plays a very important role in the Bitcoin price increasing is something called halving. There's a halving that takes place every 4 years. All right. And this have been this feature have been wrote into the Bitcoin protocol, which is the open source computer language that was used, okay, to create the Bitcoin blockchain. All right, so this has been written into the code. All right, so every 4 years, there's something called a halving, and what that halving means that the supply that comes into circulation is cut in half. So, guys, the total amount of Bitcoins that are available will be 21 million. The amount that's already in circulation is just around 18 million. Therefore, we're talking just 3 million left. So if you look at this chart, here, this chart is showing us from 2009, okay, or 2009, 2008 was the very first halving. And back then, guys, they were producing 50 new Bitcoins that's created every 10 minutes. The second halving, so we're talking from 2012 to 2016, okay, that 50 Bitcoins that was produced every 10 minutes is cut in half, and now it's 25 every 10 minutes. Last halving we had, which was from 2016 to 2020, okay, so last year was next halving. It was cut in half to 12.5 Bitcoins every 10 minutes, okay? So right now we are just around 18 million in circulation. Now let's go back to the halving. Every halving, guys, every halving, if you notice, look at the chart, pay attention to this chart here. The very first quarter or the first halving, we can see where Bitcoin was. All right, Bitcoin reached its peak, okay, of almost hitting $800, the very first halving. The second halving, all right, the peak was just over $1,000. So it rallied from 100, okay, to 1,000. Now, if we did the math on that, therefore that's about 10 times its value. Okay. All right. So here we are at 1,000. All right. Let's take another look again. So from 2012 to 2016, okay, was the halving. A year after the halving, we went to 19,000 US dollars. All right, 19,000 US dollars. Now, from 1,000 to 19, that's 19 times its value. So if you notice here, we can notice a progression or an increase, okay, in the ratio that Bitcoin goes up every 4 years. All right, so every 4 years we can see an increase. So let's look at let's look at the last halving. The last halving, okay, which was 2016, a year after the halving, Bitcoin went to 19. That's 19 times its value because it started the year at 1,000 US dollars. All right. Now, 2020 last year was the halving. 2021 is a year after the halving. So exact a year after the halving of each halving, you'll find it will reach its market peak. The last peak, we had a modification of 19 times its value. So let's look at this peak, which is going to be this year. This year peak, guy, if we were to just use the same modification, again, Bitcoin have never used the same modification in the last three halvings, but I'm using the same modification now. All right. Every modification have increased. Okay. So every ratio have increased. Every halving you'll see more than the previous one. Okay. So we have 19 times its price. I'm sorry, 19 times its price it increased by. So if you use back that same multiplication factor, 19 times its price. So let's look at where Bitcoin started this year. Bitcoin started this year, guys, at 29,000 US dollars. It started this year at 29,000. If you take 29,000, you guys can take your calculator and calculate it. 29,000 multiplied by 19. What price? What value do we have? What figure do you have in that calculator? Is it over 500,000? Talk to me, someone.
551,000.
Okay, there we go. 551,000. So do you think it's impossible? It can be impossible because Bitcoin have increased its value before 19 times already. So chances are Bitcoin can increase itself again 19 times or more. Because if you go back to in its history, okay, and we look at the trend for the last halving, it did 19 times. If you go back to the other one before that, all right, so therefore we can see that it's very possible. But if we are modest, we're just being modest here, we definitely should see a Bitcoin value, okay, this year around 350,000 US dollars. So where are we today? We are right now at 56,000 US dollars. So if we're at $56,000 and we're going towards $300,000, do you really want to sell your Bitcoin now? Do you want to cash out your Bitcoin now? When in a few months, you could be a multi-millionaire? Just think about it. And that, guys, I was not aware of when it earned 27 Bitcoins back in 2017, right? I just saw it as, you know, I make a profit. And hey, I mean, I never realized I could make so much money in such a short space of time, 27 Bitcoins, you know, in a few months, you know, so, and Bitcoin was up in price from when I got involved, and when I bought it, wow, take the opportunity and sell it. Not realizing, you know what I'm saying, that I'm holding an asset that I should be taking with me into the future. Okay, now let me share another video with you so you can understand what the rich folks are doing with this digital asset. Okay, here we are.
Sort of moment for Tesla to see how things go. If it backfires, if for some reason Bitcoin prices plummet.
Fortunes to Bitcoin. Good evening. Tonight, Elon Musk makes one of his riskiest bets ever, linking Tesla's fortunes to Bitcoins. The world's richest man now investing $1.5 billion worth of his company's money in the cryptocurrency. Its price hit a record high on the news. One Bitcoin is now worth close to $43,000 US dollars. It reached $44,000 earlier in the day. Musk's bet on Bitcoin doesn't stop there, though. Tesla says it will soon let customers buy its cars using Bitcoin. Paul and one.
Okay.
What do you think are extremely optimistic things that you might have on the radar that the average Bitcoin investor out there does not have on their radar, where you're like, that's probably not priced in yet in what you see on crypto Twitter, in Bitcoin community?
I think that most people don't really understand that Bitcoin is the world's first digital monetary network, which means that ultimately it's 100 million people using it, going to 1 billion in 5 years, and eventually everybody with a mobile phone will have some Bitcoin on their mobile phone. I think that that's a big dynamic. I think that is the big tech companies like Facebook and Apple and Amazon and Google and App, you know, as they embrace it, I think that's going to drive adoption, and I think they'll have to embrace it. I think the big banks will actually start to embrace Bitcoin as collateral. I think that most people haven't really thought, most people that buy Bitcoin, they think I'm buying it so I can sell it when it goes up. I think what they don't realize is that ultimately no one's ever going to sell Bitcoin. As the market matures and as the banks mature.
Is anyone hearing? I'm not hearing. I'm wondering if it's me or there's no audio.
I'm hearing
Why would you ever
Karen.
sell it ever?
Chris?
Yes, everybody's hearing?
Hello.
Karen was saying that she wasn't hearing, but I'm hearing. Anybody else
Okay,
not
and
hearing?
I'm hearing on my end.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, most people sell it to buy a Lamborghini, right? I mean, that's the trope. I want to sell it to buy a house, or I'm going to hold it. Well, why would you? If it went up by a factor of 10 and you could borrow against it, why wouldn't you just?
Okay. All right. So guys, all right. So I'm bringing you to the blockchain. I'm bringing you over to the blockchain so that you can also understand how to find transactions on the blockchain. You know, sometimes you're sending a payment to PGI, you pay for a package, and you want to know what's the status of that package. Have the payment gone through to PGI? Okay, you can actually come directly on the blockchain and check for it. Okay, so let me give you an example. When you go to PGI and you create a package, okay, PGI gives you a wallet address to send the Bitcoin to. You can take that wallet address, guys, and you can copy it. All right, and you can come here on the blockchain. Okay, and you can actually put it into the search. When you put it into the search, guys, it will bring you over to that wallet, and that wallet, you'll be able to see the payment that was sent to that wallet. Okay, and again, you'll be able to see if it has been confirmed on the blockchain, because every transaction that's done in Bitcoin is kept, a ledger is kept right here on this blockchain. Okay, so we are right now, you can see right now, look to your right, you'll see the latest transactions. Just let me see if I can magnify my screen a bit more for you. Okay, so everyone can see that. Okay, so here are transactions that I have highlighted. All right, these transactions, guys, are happening live, so therefore you can see it constantly change. All right, you can see the value in Bitcoin and the value in US dollars to your right, and you can see it's constantly changing. So those are transactions that are happening as we speak. Okay, now over to the left, you have the latest block. Remember, with the Bitcoin, every transaction goes into a block. So there are a few transactions that goes into block. So let's go on this block here. Let me give you an example. So then we're going to click on this first block here. All right. This happened last 2 minutes. We can go to the hash. Okay. All right. So this block gives us the total that's within the block. All right. So let's go back to the top. This number that you're seeing right here. Okay. So that's the hash. That's like the invoice. Let's call it like an invoice number for that block. Okay. The transaction status on this block is unconfirmed. So that means they're not confirmed as yet. Okay. On the blockchain. Who confirms it? The miners. The miners I just shared with you just now, they're the ones who confirm every transaction that happens on the blockchain. Now, when they confirm transactions, remember when you send a transaction, you are paying a transaction fee. Bitcoin charge a little fee. Okay, those fees goes to the miners. All right. Okay, so within this here, we have about okay, zero confirmation. All right, and we can look and see the value of this transaction. Okay, it's 203. Okay, so that in the block is not confirmed yet. Okay, all right. All right, so let's go back here now to one that's a little older. And if you notice, this one here has 6 confirmations. So that means it have been picked up by the miners and it have been processed. Okay, so we're seeing 6 confirmations on that transaction. Okay. And on this here, you can see the rewards that was given to this block. Okay, this block was given 6.25 Bitcoins. And within that block, we will have a number of transactions. So all the transactions you're seeing here, okay, is making up that block. Okay, so there's more than one transaction within that block. Okay, so every block has a certain amount of transactions, and those transactions, okay, make up a block. Okay, so basically what you are seeing, you know, it might be a lot of information. That's what I'm saying to persons is that it's not necessary that you want to get confused with all the information there. You have to know what you're looking for and just zero in on what you're looking for. So therefore, if you're looking for a transaction, basically what you need the wallet address for that transaction. So therefore, the company give us a wallet address. You can check the wallet address on the blockchain. All the necessary information on how many blocks and how much transactions within the block. You don't necessarily have to know all of that. You're just looking to see if your transaction have been confirmed on the blockchain. And all you're looking to see how much confirmations it has. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to take up any more time, guys, because this is, I mean, blockchain knowledge takes a lot. Okay, it takes a lot to go in and out. So I'm just giving you the basics. Okay, but I'm going to open it to any questions anyone may have right now.
Hey, Chris, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes.
I was thinking about getting some rigs to mine Bitcoin. But seeing that 18 million Bitcoin is already out, you think it's a good idea for me to go and invest money in getting rigs to mine Bitcoin?
Okay, let me explain. That's a very good question, bro. That's a very good question. But let me explain mining. Now, in the beginning days, or the early days of mining, you could have mine on your computer, you could have mined on your laptop and stuff like that, right? Right now, guys, the miners are out, okay? The miners that they have right now, one single miner costs about, the minimum is about $2,500 for one. And there are companies that have thousands of them. What I just shared with you is just one company, that facility is what you call a mining farm. And there are thousands of mining farms, okay? And this company that you just saw, they're small in comparison to some of the big companies. So you as a person going on to mine Bitcoin, yes, you might find that you can mine, but do you have the money to invest in a lot more miners besides one? Because if you're going to only have between 1 to 5 or 10, you'll be wasting your time. All right, you'll be wasting your time. So you have, because you have to compete. You are competing. The way how mining works is that you're competing with the fastest machines gets the transaction. It's that simple. So everybody's fighting to get to that transaction first. The miners, they're all fighting to get to that transaction first because the whole idea is about speed, right? To complete that transaction, have it processed on the blockchain and move on to the next transaction. So therefore, if your miner, that the equipment that you're using is not up to date one and it's too slow, you'll be wasting, actually, by the time you're mining, because each miner has a lifespan that they can mine, all right? Because every 4 years, we have that halving. Every 4 years, we also have an upgrade in equipment as well. Because every 4 years, difficulty becomes harder to solve. And the only way to solve it is that you have to increase the speed of the machine mining it. All right, so that means every 4 years, those miners are obsolete and new equipment have to be bought. So that's what they have to, is a constant upgrading the system all the time to keep up. So I'm honestly going to tell you, if you're going to try, hey, whatever little satoshis you can get from mining, but I don't think it would pay for all the, the infrastructure that you put in place in order to do it. I hope that answers your question.
And also, I want to add, Chris, the cost for electricity. If as you will have noticed, where that mining farm was, it was situated where it was near where the river to generate energy at a low cost, because
Yes.
that's another thing that mining takes a lot of electricity. So you
Electricity.
may be, if you might be having a fast processor, but at the same time the cost that the amount of electricity that it is using to compete, it is more than what it will make it profitable for you. So that is something that you have to bear in mind. Where are you going to set up your mining equipment? Does the electricity make
Is
sense?
it affordable?
And yes, it's affordable. And another thing, these machines, they generate a lot of heat and noise, so you will have to get somewhere cool
Cool
to
it.
make it function. So they have heavy fans are carried in cold areas. So those are some of the other things that you have to bear in mind when you're thinking about going into mining.
So there's an expense. There's an expense in the machines pulling a lot of extra electricity, and there's also an expense, and you also providing means to cool it down as well. So you're getting burned from two areas.
And also,
Okay.
what I get
Any
to realize that some of the mining machines there, you can they're not only for Bitcoin mining. You can mine Litecoin, you can mine Ethereums, you can mine different currencies from them. So just in case there is no
yes,
more Bitcoin to mine, there is always more coin to mine.
yeah, yeah. You can mine other coins from them, but then there are also certain machines that can only mine certain coins as well, right? As you know, the Bitcoin machines are specifically for Bitcoin. The type of machine and the chip that they use is for Bitcoin mining and not other mining, right? Um, that's why you find a lot of companies out there talking about cloud mining. They're binding machines and they will rent you out. Okay, the energy aspect of the machine, and but you know that's another thing. Um, then you also have solar. Persons are using solar panels, okay, to provide the electricity. All right. But as I said, the thing about it is that you also have to prepare. You really have to prepare yourself to know what you're going into, because we're talking of an expense that is going to continue changing and increasing on you. Okay. Yeah. Because you have to update those machines. You have to update those machines all the time. But it's nothing that I want to do. I had thought about it when I first got involved in the space, but then, as I do my own research and see what's happening with other persons, who had to abandon theirs, even here in Barbados, the company that actually that have the Bitcoin exchange here in Barbados, back in 2016, 17, 18, and closed down in 2019. Before they actually had that business, they started mining. Then they realized it was too expensive here in Barbados. They then moved it to Trinidad. It didn't work out there, and that's when then they then switch over and then start to offer Bitcoin, a Bitcoin exchange. But they first start with Bitcoin mining here. Okay, that's it. Any other question?
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, I think one of the best ways for us, being PGA, PGA saves us a lot, honestly, guys, because we have the opportunity to earn this digital asset, and at the same time earning it, we can store it and even benefit from the value of it going up. So it's not just about getting it, don't treat it like how you treat US dollars. You're getting commission, you're getting US dollars. Hey, you got things to do, you're going to spend it. No problem. You got things to do. But understand the asset that you're getting rid of that can benefit you a few months down the road could be far more valuable to you, okay, than it is now. All right. So as I say, what you earn now, if you even looking at cash out, now will not be the good time. Some bit to the market go up to this peak. Okay. And they're actually right now saying that the market peak might not even, because for the last three at the halving, we have Bitcoin go up and then come back down. After it reached its peak, it come back down. But notice, guys, when it came back down, most persons that in Bitcoin were not in Bitcoin before. A lot of the institutions that coming into Bitcoin was never in Bitcoin before. So the last, which was 2017, we didn't had Tesla in, we didn't had MicroStrategies in, we didn't had PayPal in, we didn't had the banks in, we didn't had none of those big players. Okay, we were not even on the stock exchange yet neither. All right. So therefore, we are now seeing Bitcoin was not even a half $500 billion. Bitcoin was just around 200 and something $1 billion. Is the last was the last peak? I think it was, right? Right now we are over $1 trillion. So a lot of persons now that are acquiring the asset is not selling it back into the market. They're holding on to it. Okay, because the companies that are taking up the Bitcoin right now that are buying it up when you sell it, they're keeping it. Why are they keeping it? Why are they not putting it back on the market and making a profit? Why would a company buy $1.5 billion in an asset and that asset increase itself 30, 40 times and don't turn around and sell it back? Why? Because the asset is by far more valuable than just 30 to 40 times. The asset is an asset that will continue paying for life. So as long as you have the asset, if you notice the guy what he said, why would you sell it when you can do what? Borrow against it and still keep the asset. All right. Now, guys, we're talking of a currency that will become the reserve currency of the world. When I say reserve currency, I'm talking about the reserve digital currency. I'm not talking about paper money now. I'm talking about digital currency. It will become the reserve digital currency. And why it will be reserved? Because big companies, that's where they're going to put their assets. They're going to move it from the physical into the digital. And if it becomes digital, they're not going to sell it. It means it will be available, but it will be available as loans. So if you have a currency that person's going to have to borrow, tell me you don't think that yours would make you money when persons have to borrow it? Of course. So that's what we're looking at. Okay. That means then you can pass on it from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next. You know, there are persons right now that actually they're able to pass on generational wealth to their children, and their children pass it on to their children, and the children pass it on to their children, and still keep all that wealth in the family. That is what Bitcoin will be like for you guys. You will be able to benefit from it in your lifetime and still allow your family to keep that asset in their lifetime as well. So it's all about educating them about the asset and not to get rid of the asset.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome, Grain. So any questions, guys? I'm here if you have any questions.
I just want to comment on something, Chris. You know, my head is here spinning because there are a lot of persons are not understanding. I spoke to someone today who signed up with BGI for a $100 package, and that package has doubled. And I was saying to the person, you know, because just allow it to purchase an additional package, you know, because they had not done their KYC. I said, do your KYC. They're saying, the person said, I just feel like I want to drop my money and stop. And I'm like to myself, even if you want to stop doing PGI, draw that, because that's not sometimes $100. If you withdraw that $200 that PGI is going to give you now, and just keep it in Bitcoin, you are holding on to something that 100, and after PGI take out his 66%, 8%, that $184 valued amount of Bitcoin, that can be something, as Chris is saying, that can be valued that you can borrow. Are you going to loan that out 5 years time from now, 10 years time from now? So I'm saying to everyone that is in PGI, while myself is a bit guilty of this, is that at this time, because of building my team, I don't have any Bitcoin a lot because I'm using it to send to persons. And yes, I'm doing my offline stuff where I'm generating I'm generating my, to my building the house and purchasing cars and those things. All of us must be mindful to keep a portion of our Bitcoin in Bitcoin, right? Keep a percentage. If you still have to go and do your things, yes, because some of us, we are doing PGI because we want to get out of the situation that we are currently in. But keep a certain amount. Seem like for long-term investment, instead of saving our long-term investment in our banks, it's time for us to start saving our long-term investment in Bitcoin.
In Bitcoin, that's right. Guys,
And
the best way to start saving, the best way.
That is what we need to do. So it's 10%, take 10% out and say that is not going to be spent for no reason at all. It's something that, listening to this, Chris, that's what come to me. That I think in spite of all that I am doing, I think I need to just put a percentage and say, well, that will not be spent. Because I don't know, like for you, I know that I'm going to earn at least 2 to 3 Bitcoins this year. No, 2 to 3? No, about 20, because I'm going for $1 million. So I'm going to earn a few Bitcoins. That means I have to be able to set aside. I'm not going to do like what Chris did. Earn 27 Bitcoins and now he's there, learning to do it again, right? All of us have to be learning from Chris' mistakes.
That's right. That's right.
Right? Because he didn't have anybody to tell him about this, what he taught us about tonight.
I treat it just like normal currency, you have it and you spend it,
And so it's something that I think we need this knowledge, this
Ainsworth, if a person right now, as we stand right now, okay, right now as we stand, if a person starts saving some money and put aside. Now, if you think that you are, that you can't discipline yourself on that, take out a separate wallet, open a separate wallet and put aside what you want to save that you're not going to touch. Don't even put it in the wallet that you're going to transact business with on a day-to-day basis for PGI. Create a fresh wallet and put it in there, all right? Put it in there and say, well, I'm going to look at this again in the next 4 years. That's the next cycle, all right? If you put $100 down in that wallet today, okay, and you wait to the next cycle, that $100 will be just over $70,000 in the next cycle. Guys, if I show you my wallet and I go back to my transactions, one thing I love about the blockchain wallet gives you information, will give me all of my transactions back in 2016. Okay? It gives me all of my transactions all the way back in 2016 when I start to get involved in Bitcoin. Now, I've gone back to my blockchain wallet and I look at some transactions that when I received that money, okay, when I received that Bitcoin, it was only $200. That $200, guys, blockchain showed me that $200 value today, okay, $13,000.
Oh.
$200, you understand? That was back in 2016. Value $13,000. So that's what I'm saying to you guys. Even if you can't, because of course we will need money, we need cash, we need things, we need money to take care of ourselves. But see the importance of start to save some money in Bitcoin.
All right. So
listen, that's my recommendation. This is me. Yeah, go ahead. What Ainsworth?
No, go ahead with your recommendation. Then I say something.
Yeah, my recommendation is that when I work, guys, I don't save my money in credit unions. I don't save it in the bank. I try to get as much as I can get, convert into Bitcoin and save it in Bitcoin. Because if I have it in the bank is taking up on doing what? The bank is taking up on giving it as loans. The bank is taking up on giving it and still trading it also. The bank is also trading your money. So what if the bank is going to trade it and get profit on it and don't return any profit to you? Why can't you put it in some place where you can get the profit?
True.
And the best place to put it to get profit on it is in Bitcoin.
Amen. Amen.
All right. So I see Savannah. Mic was open once. Do you have a question?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead. Susanna, sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. The question I want to ask Ainsworth. I heard you said that when you like you cashing out and you PGI takes their 8%. Does that mean if I keep the Bitcoins for next 4 years and it grew a substantial amount, do they still take 8% of everything or 8% at a time that I went in?
No. So here's I don't want to say the thing about what PGI does, which is a little bit different from us keeping in our wallets, right? PGI asks us for $119 worth of BTC, right? No, we give them $119 worth of BTC. At that time, when we hand over our Bitcoin to PGI, the fluctuation is not there anymore because PGI is doubling our US dollars, but they take it from us in Bitcoin and pay us back in Bitcoin. So when PGI doubles the fund, he doesn't double the amount of Bitcoin. PGI doubles the amount of US dollars that you gave them, but they only collect it in cryptocurrency. So when after PGI 6 months or 200%, whichever one comes first, they are giving you back 200% of the US value, not 200% of the Bitcoin value. So what I'm saying to persons, when you get back that US dollar value, it will be more times than not, it will be more depends on how fast Bitcoin grow it sometimes. You'll have more Bitcoin. For instance, if we purchase it at 50,000 now, when you are putting in $100 worth, and 6 months down the line you are at same $50,000, or it is at $30,000, you'd have gotten more Bitcoin. What I'm saying to you, when you get your Bitcoin, you keep it in Bitcoin. That the way, as Chris was saying, that it's projected to go at least 500. Conservatively, Chase Morgan says 146,000 US by the end of the year. So if you pull it out now when it's 57, you are thinking about at least 2.5 times that amount by the end of the year by just holding your Bitcoin. But while it's with PGI, it is not being, you are not earning or you're not losing when the price goes up and down.
Yeah, I hear you, but I want to
okay. Let me answer that question better for you. Let me take care of that question for you, because what persons need to understand, right?
Chris, just a minute. Let me restate it because maybe I didn't state it properly in the first place. Oh, you do? Okay.
I understand it. I understand it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, when you have your Bitcoin in PGI, okay, the important thing is as you get your commission, you need to withdraw it when you get the commission. Do not leave it in PGI. Don't forget, PGI is not a wallet. The only is a trading platform to trade your Bitcoin. So when you get your commission when you earn that interest on a daily basis, and every Monday when you need to withdraw and you have the amount to withdraw, you withdraw it to your wallet. Okay. Don't let it stay. Don't let it stay in your wallet if you can't get it to withdraw. Withdraw it over to your wallet. Let it come back over to your Bitcoin wallet. It's when it's sitting in your Bitcoin wallet that you have the opportunity to benefit from what I just explained. Because don't forget, in your PJ account, it is sitting there in US dollars, not Bitcoin. Okay? PGA trade, the trading pairs that PGA trade is Bitcoin against the US dollar. Okay? It's Bitcoin against the US dollar. So therefore, when you give it to PGA and Bitcoin, they have to bring it into US dollar. So that's why it's going to reflect in your account in US dollar. Okay? Because in US dollar is fixed. It's a fixed currency. US dollar is what we call a stable currency. All right? The Bitcoin is a volatile currency. So PJ trades it when it goes up or when it comes down. So it doesn't matter what direction Bitcoin goes, PJ makes money when it goes up or down. All right? Because in trading, like any other commodity, you make money by buying it what? Low and selling it high. So when we see Bitcoin going up and down, that's what we want. Because for us, that's benefiting from trading, we need it to go up and down so that PJ can make money doing that. Okay? But when you earn it, whatever you earn, you do what? You move it to your wallet and let it accumulate in your wallet. When it accumulates in your wallet, 4 years from now, what you're talking about, Savannah, definitely you will have that benefit, okay? You're benefiting from it because it's in your wallet 4 years from now. But one of the things I also want to mention, okay, one thing that person don't pay attention to is the compounding feature. You can make more money compounding, okay, in PGA than you keeping it in your wallet. Okay, let me give you an example. You have $1,000 package. $1,000 package is going to give you $10 a day. All right. So therefore, in 7 days, you have $70. All right. Now within 3 months, you have back the $1,000. Now, if you have it in your wallet, what do you think is the best thing to do with it? Compound it. Buy yourself another package. Okay. So now that PJ is now doubling that. So by the time Bitcoin go up and you get it back, you're actually going to have more because you're compounding. Okay. So the key thing is to compound your earnings back into another package all the time so that you keep, as Bitcoin going up, you'll keep compounding all the time. You're going to end up with by far more than what you would have kept in your wallet, because compounding is the secret there.
Okay. I wasn't clear. I think my question wasn't really clear.
Okay, okay, go ahead. Hold on that time, Savannah.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Should I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello? Yeah. The
Yes, go
question
ahead.
I'm trying to get out clearly is, okay, so when your funds reach maturation and when it's time to I hear Ainsworth, they get 8%, but what I'm trying to ask, suppose I have the money in my wallet and the Bitcoin in my wallet and I don't use it for the 4 years and it's still in my wallet and it matures. Do they automatically get 8% no matter what deal I have?
No. PJ can't take 8% from what's in your wallet. They only take 8% for what's in the PJ account. The 8% only applies when you're withdrawing to your wallet. What's in your wallet?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, they can't take 8% from that.
Okay,
that's in your wallet.
Okay,
right.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe that's the way I stated the question. Sorry. All right. So I saw Andrews ask about the PGI wallet, the color wallet. Will it be able to do what the presenter mentioned? I'm not clear on what you're talking about.
Well, one thing for sure, that the color wallet will be a wallet that's also on the blockchain. So therefore, any wallet that's on the blockchain would also reflect the same way how the Bitcoin wallet operates. Okay, where if Bitcoin jump 10%, whatever in your wallet will increase 10%. If Bitcoin drops 10%, whatever in your wallet drops 10%. So as long as it's on the blockchain, it works directly with the currency as the currency fluctuates up and down.
And another thing that the color wallet is is proposing to do, which I think this is going to be a game changer in my estimation, is insurance. Right? Now, there are many persons who are not sure about investing or keeping the funds in Bitcoin and in cryptocurrency. That's why as soon as we get some money in cryptocurrency, we have this idea that it is going to crash and it's going to go away. So we pull out our money, or it might be hacked. Or with the Color wallet, one of the things that has been proposed is that it will have insurance for certain levels. So, that will give us a certain amount of confidence in terms of saving our funds in our wallet, right? As Chris is saying, I would have to do a little bit more research on it, but someone brought to my attention about a month ago this wallet where you actually also can just keep your cryptocurrency there, and they loan it on your behalf. You know that, Chris? And you get a certain amount of interest. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So they have those also where you can really save. It's more like a bank. It is a cryptocurrency bank. So those are some of the things that are being established now as we go forward, where there are persons or there are wallets that you can actually save crypto, same like how you're saving your US dollars or your Jamaican dollars or your Barbadian dollars. You can have those where you can save your crypto, and they will do the same functionalities as what your regular bank does, but you will get a better interest rate here.
And also, Ainsworth, there's one called BitTrue. I don't know if you heard of that one. BitTrue,
No.
if you put your money in BitTrue, which is the same cryptocurrency, they give you 12% per month on your money, whatever money you have, and it's just like a crypto bank.
But
okay, I must let you guys know, right? Be very careful with the wallets out there. Any wallets that's offering those kind of returns, I can guarantee you that it's not going to be around for a long time, and you can lose your cryptocurrency. I'm telling you, I put my Bitcoins in many different wallets that was offering what you're just talking about. The higher the percentage, the higher the risk. Okay. And one of the reasons I always stick with the BlockChain wallet, because the BlockChain wallet is decentralized and not run by any particular company, right? Just like how Bitcoin is not run by a company, the BlockChain wallet is that. And that's basically what you want. You want a wallet that you have total control over your money and not a company. So even though a company might create a wallet, okay, we can trust PGI because PGI is creating the Color wallet, okay? And we already have trust in PGI, but when you get a company actually creating a wallet and offering those kind of returns, be very skeptical about that. I'm telling you.
All right, thanks, Chris, for that advice. All right, so guys, we still have opportunity to ask questions. I know what I am recommending. I was going to say it, that I think I mentioned it, that we need to start plugging into trainings. Chris you still have 2 calls per day, right, Chris?
Yes, I do, yeah.
All right. So the type of Chris presentation is a little bit different from our nightly presentation that we have for our team here in Jamaica. Chris is a part of our team, right? What I am recommending, acquiring a blockchain wallet. Karen, you can just download it from Play Store.
App Store, yeah.
And the App Store, yeah. It's easy to get a blockchain wallet.
Or you go to blockchain.com and they have the link right on the website to get the app as well.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right. So as I was saying, what I'm recommending for persons because Chris has 2 calls per day, right? He has a 1 p.m., which is about 12 p.m. Jamaican time, right? He goes through this type of stuff on a daily basis. So I do recommend that if you want to learn more about the blockchain, the Bitcoin, that you can attend his trainings also, his calls, because there and then he is all about educating. You know, every time I'm on his calls, I feel like I've learned so much more, and my desire to keep my Bitcoins increase, right? Because I'm more and more I'm seeing the store value. There, guys like Elon Musk, they don't think short term. Just remember that. This guy is planning to put put persons into to Mars. They are not. He knows that he will fail, and one day get there. These are the type of persons. These are, you know, like him or not, are visionaries. They don't think 1, 2, 3 years. So when all the speculators will laugh and say, "Oh, he is crazy because he's putting his time, his fortune to Bitcoin," it's because he doesn't make any decision lightly. They study what they are doing, and if he is doing that and put 1.5 billion, right, it is showing that he believes that 5-10 years from now, it will be like Chris said, Bitcoin will become a store of value. We are here 2021. Everyone that is on this call, we are part of a company called PGI that is allowing us, a person like myself here in Jamaica, could not think about possibly having 20 Bitcoins in a year. Valued, when we are talking about valued at $57,000 for one. Right? But because of PGI, I can say that I can and I will have 20 Bitcoins saved up. Why? Because we are a part of a company that gives us peace out in Bitcoin. And if we work hard, if we educate the masses about what Bitcoin is and what the future of it is, then we will grow here. We are putting something together for the Caribbean and the wider world. But education is the key. The reason why a lot of us who got started early made some money and don't have it right now is because we were educated on what the value that we had. And so it is important. And so I'm recommending, and I will be putting it on the schedule of the calls that will be for persons who really decide to change their life in 2021 should be a part of. You should be a part of Chris calls if you can. It is 1 p.m. Barbados time. It's 12 p.m. Jamaican time. You can, wherever you are, I know that there are persons all across the world who join our calls that you can get there. There's a corporate cause that I want persons to start plug into. And so I will be doing a schedule and I will post it in the group that all of us can utilize those calls. Then we still have our nightly Zoom calls, right? And I'm asking, I'm putting Chris on the spot, but at least once per week, I want Chris to be coming to my group at my time to share this knowledge, right? So one thing I will be doing differently though, on that night, there will be just totally no presentation. It will be 100% Chris, right? Because there's so much to learn, and don't think that you have learned it all, and always, you're always new persons coming in that needs to know the basic of what cryptocurrency is and what Bitcoin is and why we are a part of a life-changing opportunity, why we are, for the very first time, the average persons having the opportunity to create generational wealth. I want persons to understand that. we are here, and everyone that is here on this call is able, by having Bitcoin, we can pass that on to our the generation that is to come.
Yeah.
And so let's not take it lightly.
Ainsworth, I also want to say to what I also want to say to guys is that just think about it. If you start teaching every single person that come into your business, okay, about the asset that they are acquiring through PGI, one of the things that you will see for sure is that persons will not walk away from the business because PGI will be giving them the honest option. I mean, they don't have any other ways to earn this asset besides buying it. And based on the price of it, that means most persons will not be able to buy much of it. Okay, so a good way to do is to earn it. You know, back then when I earned 27 Bitcoins, I don't think I could have bought the 27 Bitcoins. Okay, 27 Bitcoins is just a little over $1,500. You know, when I got in, when I sold them, it was over $15,000. All right, so it's no way that I could have bought the 27, but for sure I was able to earn. So, and the thing is, one of the things about Bitcoin, even though that company went out of business, it did not stop me from continuing with Bitcoin because then I had knowledge of Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying? So I do believe as long as a person is educated about Bitcoin, as long as they're educated about this cryptocurrency, guys, they will not leave it. They will not come out of it. They will always stay in it because there's no other better option out there. None. The only thing that slows us down here in Barbados is that we do not have a place to buy anymore. But when we had a place to buy in Barbados, I was buying Bitcoin every single week. Every single week, I was buying Bitcoin because I understand the importance of keeping it. Even if you sell it, you always want to make sure you get back some of it because I know how it operates. And it's the only currency right now that can give you the wealth and the generational wealth that you so desire for your family. Okay, thanks, Ainsworth. I don't want to take up any more time. I think we had you guys on for a long time.
Yeah, all right. So thank you, Chris, for your time tonight and your knowledge. Thank everyone for coming out tonight and being with us. We have some amazing things planned. What we want to do is to educate the masses on changing their financial future. Bitcoin, PGI, I constantly hearing more and more persons said that they are built up on four pillars. One is to help you to make money and help you to double your money, to make more money. Then help you how to keep your money, because it's one thing to make it, but then there's another thing to keep it. And then the fourth pillar is how to share your blessings. And those four pillars, I think, are good pillars to rest on, because calls like tonight is one that is not only showing you how to make money, but how to keep it and also how to share it. And so I really appreciate the team Barbados and all the members, say Mr. Matthew Sampson, Vincent, everyone that came out to the call from all over the world, a part of the Project 1000 movement. We love you. We appreciate you. The link for Chris Zoom, I'll be sharing it in the Telegram group tomorrow. Chris will be sharing that with me. And so I'll be sharing that link. So you can catch up with Chris, and he is one that is really passionate about what he does. And he takes the time to try to explain and share all his knowledge. So you can tap into his cause. Then we also have our blockchain calls, corporate blockchain calls with Mr. Troy White. That is also something that we need to plug in also. So guys, thank you. There will be a recording for this session. So, as soon as I get it off and upload it to my YouTube channel, I'll be sharing it in the group so you can get to rewatch it. And so thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And we will be back here tomorrow night with another business opportunity call. at 7 p.m. All right, so
Bye,
bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.
guys.
Awesome,
Thank you.
awesome.
Good night.
meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good to have you.
Good night. Good night.
Bless up.
Thank you, Chris. Very helpful. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
You're welcome. You're
definitely.
welcome.
Thanks a lot,
Ainsworth,
Chris.
good night, Chris. Good night,
Thank you,
everybody.
Rain.
Thanks, Ainsworth, for setting it up.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
Right.
Bye, guys.
All right. Take care.
So interesting.